everybody, welcome back to Cottonwood Hill Farms. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hopefully you're getting the much needed rain that everybody needs. I know we're doing a lot better. Our third crop alfalfa is looking phenomenal. It's probably not going to produce the tonnage that I would hope that it would on a great year, but considering everything that's happened this year and the lack of moisture earlier in the year, I think it looks fantastic. It's clean. I'm not seeing any weeds. So I think it's going to be a really, really good third crop. So what I got going on is I got to get that cut today. I think the weather looks good. We've got a nice couple days ahead of us, but what I got to get done is I want to get that last cow tied up, that number 9. I'm going to get her tied up and start working with her. I think she's going to be fairly simple, fairly easy to get trained. You want to get that done first, and then I've got to put up some fence for the bucket calves, so I can get them out on that I got a little pasture, a little paddock over there that I'm going to graze them on. All right, sweet thing, you're up next. Sniff this. All right, well, I got her tied up. I don't think she's going to be too tough to train. She's got a pretty good disposition. I wanted to get her tied up today because I think today and tomorrow the highs are in the upper 80s, mid to upper 80s, something like that. But then today's Friday, so I think by Sunday and then getting into early next week, it's supposed to be in the 90s, and I think the middle of next week is supposed to be close to 100, and I think the humidity is supposed to kind of climb up there a little bit too. So it shouldn't take me more than a couple days to get her ready, I wouldn't think. So that's why I wanted to do it now before it gets too hot. That barn does get pretty good ventilation compared to the milk barn. This one gets a lot more breeze through it, so that's why I want to keep her over there. So the mower's hooked up. We're gonna go ahead and get cutting on this. This is looking really, really nice. I think we're gonna have a good yield on this cut. I hope this crop looks fantastic, so I really hope that's kind of how it works out. We need the hay anyway, but I had to, that PTO, my other mower's the exact same way. That PTO sticks, and I need to take that apart. I think what's happening is the button that you push that releases that PTO, I think that's getting loose in there. There's a bushing or something that's getting loose, and that pin, when it slides, it's dropping down and it's still catching on the tines. But I threw some grease on there and that helped a little bit. But it seems like with PTOs that always happens. There's no easy way. Once they get old and kind of worn out, they always stick. They want to stick going on or coming off, and then they always want to stick and not go on. But anyway, we're gonna get ready to start cutting here. right, so things are going pretty smooth. Getting this cut. This is it's blooming a little bit more than I thought. I should have probably cut this a few days ago, but it also rained a few days ago, so that's all right. You get what you get, but it looks really good. There's it's definitely going to be some more tonnage in here than last time. There's some foxtail in here, but it's not headed out yet, so it's still just in, like, you know, just the immature grass stage, which is fine. And there are some other grasses I'm seeing poking through, which is good. I didn't see much grass the first couple cuttings, so there's definitely going to be more tonnage. So I'm hoping last round we got two off of this. We got 284 bales, so I'm hoping we can push over 300 on this one. It'd be nice if we could get 315, 320, somewhere in there. I think it's doable for sure. But man, this looks really good. It's clean. There was a few spots over here in the terrace. Actually, it was below this terrace. It was down to the next one, where I did see some of the foxtail had headed out, but it was very minimal. And I did see over here, I saw a little bit of pigweed in that terrace channel. I think it was right over in here, which isn't that big of a deal at all. But I think all in all, it's definitely taller, I can tell, because when I'm going to cut it, or when I'm going through it with the mower to cut it, the tops of the alfalfa, the tops of the plant, are actually hitting the top, or hitting the curtain, or that bar that the curtain's on. And the last two cuttings, it's barely even touched it, and now this is tall enough to where it's actually getting a little bit above that. So but as you can see, I mean, there's a little bit of weed pressure in here, but not much. I'm pretty happy with this. This should be some really good hay, as long as I can time everything right. Which that last I know I kind of complained about leaf shatter those last couple cuttings, but I've had to feed a couple of those bales from the second cutting, the first part of second cutting, that we had quite a bit of leaf shatter. And I've got that other cow tied up, obviously, and I'm feeding her that hay. That hay is actually really good hay. It's I baled it a little bit drier than I wanted to, but it's still really good hay. And then the stuff that we put up in the hay loft just the other day, if you haven't seen that video, go back. It was I think the second to not the last video, but the one right before it that we put out. We filled that hay loft, and that hay is phenomenal. That turned out much better than I thought it was going to be. So all in all, with our squares, I'm really happy so far this year. My rounds that I did first cutting didn't turn out that great. My timing was off, and I was having issues with the baler. They'll work. They're a decent feed. They'll be good for the dry cows, but it's just, they're not the greatest. So anyway, this is going to turn out really good. I'm really happy with this. Well, I got everything mowed. Everything went pretty smooth. Got that all done. That feels good. I even got I went down the road to my neighbor's just over the hill. He's got it's about an acre or so. I got that mowed. I mow it and we bale it, and we usually split it. But anyway, got that all done. So hopefully there's a chance of rain. Let's see, today's Friday. I think they're saying a small chance of rain tomorrow night. They're saying like maybe a 10th or something, but it's only like I think one app is saying like 50%, the other app's saying like a 30% or something. So who knows, maybe we'll get rain, maybe we won't, but I'm not too concerned with it. So it looks like Sunday we'll be probably raking and baling. Hopefully I think it's supposed to be 90 heat index, maybe 95 or something like that. So I don't know, not the worst we've ever thrown hay in, but we should have some guys around. We'll get it done. But now I got to got that cow tied up. I'm gonna run over and check on her, and get her some water and get her some hay, make sure she's taken care of, and then time to start milking and doing chores. Forgot to get that first part. I brought her over to the water here. She's been a little stubborn, but not too bad. Much better than number 2. Want water? Come on. It's okay. Want some water? You're a big cow. You're gonna be just. Let's go eat then. Come on, girl. Good girl. Good girl. Well, I think she's doing pretty good considering I just tied her up a few hours ago. I think she's the first one I've ever actually led on the first day. Usually I leave them tied up for a couple days. But like I said, I think she's got a pretty good disposition. She, I think she'll be fine when she gets used to me. She may, I don't know, I could see her being one of those that just hates the halter as well. I mean, I don't blame them. I wouldn't like that thing on my face. But I think she's gonna do just fine once I get her calmed down. I guess I didn't get any of this on film, but I did get the calves. So this area over here, I got it fenced in over on the other side of that smaller tree. I got it hooked into our electric fence in the corner there, and then took it along the railroad tracks, and then excuse me, over by the yard. So they got quite a bit of area here to chew on. There's plenty of forage for them. But are you ready for fair next week, buddy? Lakota's taking Prince to he's too young to show him at the bottle calf show. So what he's doing is we're going to take him for the pet show, and Lakota's going to show him. So it's his first year in 4-H, first year at the fair. He's pretty excited. I remember back in the day, my first time I had animals at the fair. It's a pretty exciting thing. I'm gonna get these waters filled out here for the bucket calves, and then for this for these other calves, and then I'm gonna go start milking. All right, so it's the next day. I'm gonna bring this cow over, get her some water, and then I'll give her some more hay. We'll see how this goes. Come on. Well, that'll wake you up a little bit. So I was out here filling my totes. I got to go down and put some water in that tank for the dry cows. And we've had some issues with our well lately. The pressure switch has been going bad, and it'll after it runs for a while, it heats up and it'll shut off. It'll lose contact. Then after it cools down, then it'll work again. So anyway, I've got a new contactor here. I just haven't put it on, so I'm gonna throw that on quick. These things are pretty easy to put on. I just haven't done it yet, so I'm gonna do it right now. So this is our well pit down underneath here. This is actually that's our well right there. We have a really good hand dug well. It's lined with brick. It goes down, I think it's like 75 feet to the water, and then it goes down another, I think 20 or 25 feet. It's almost 100 feet deep. So this is the pit. That's our pressure switch right there.
Do I put it in like this?
Yep. Slide it down. You got it?
Yep. Can I climb down there? Is there any snakes down there?
Probably. I think just that big one.
Snake? Can 2 people fit in there?
No.
Only one?
Yep.
I want to see if two people can sit down there. Is that deeper than you?
So here's the pressure switch I'm replacing right here. This we put a new box on this. I think it was last summer. We also put we pulled the well pump out and put a new pipe down there too.
Wow.
I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not, but this thing is fried right there. Hey Lakota.
Yeah?
Go get my good flashlight out of the shop.
You don't need mine?
No, it's not bright enough. I need one. I need to be able to see down in here.
Oh. You're saying my flashlight's not good?
Well, I think the batteries are going dead. It's a good flashlight, but...
Then I can put more in?
Come on, go give me a flashlight.
Okay. It can't even get in there. Can it? There it goes. It just went into the pot. It just went around the outside. Oh, it did. Boy, fast.
That thing is fried.
Hey. Bad picture. Snaya, go see what Mom wants. Dad, do you need a flashlight? No, he already has a flashlight.
No, I've got one.
Where?
Down here.
Huh?
Dad's out of answers at the moment. No more question. Dad's out of answers.
No, he's not. No,
Yep.
you're not.
No more answers for the next 10 minutes.
Dada. Can I see it? Can I feel it? Don't. Like, why do you have to do that, Dad?
Because
Is that for Aaron now?
all right, we're gonna give it some power. So what happened when I tightened this down, one of these wires somehow got skinned. And I don't know if you can see that, it burned a hole, tripped the breaker, burned a hole in this. So hopefully all it did was trip the breaker, but we got a new piece of wire here. So I'm gonna shove this through, get it hooked up and try it again. I got the well all put together, so that's a good feeling. That's needed replaced. That pressure switch is needed replaced for at least 6 months. So I'm glad I got that done. And I got the air bubble charged back up in the pressure tank, which I think that was a little low anyway because our water pressure is a lot better now. So glad to have that done. I got that wire fixed. That was a simple fix. It got skinned when I was putting it in there and I didn't notice and it tripped the breaker, but got that fixed. So everything's good to go with the well now. That's a very important piece of this farm, that's for sure. Got to have water for everybody. I'm getting ready to do chores now. I'm gonna go milk the cows and then I got to go out and check that cow that's tied up. She was doing pretty good. I think she'll be fine. She just needs a little attention. And today's only her second day being tied up, so I think she's doing just fine. There is a chance of rain tonight. Hopefully we don't get that or don't get much. They're only saying it might be a tenth or so or a few hundredths, something like that. So I know we got a little bit this morning, but it was only a couple hundredths. So hopefully that all works out in our favor. Our hay doesn't get rained on too much or enough to even make a difference, hopefully. But my plan is to, same thing, get chores done in the morning and then start raking. I'm gonna get the rake hooked up tonight after I get done milking. And then that's kind of my plan, is get raking early and, or well, early for me, I guess, not super early, but get raking and then get baling. And I got some help coming over tomorrow afternoon. I got a guy that's coming over, a friend of mine, around 1:30 or 2. I think he's gonna be here. And if I'm not done baling, he's gonna take over baling for me so we can get ready to start picking up, because I got some help coming over around 2:30. So that'll be, if everything goes well, it doesn't rain, that'll be really nice to get that hay in the barn. If the quality is good enough, it'll be a game time decision. I might top off the hay loft, but I don't know, I might save fourth cutting for the rest of the hay loft, but we'll definitely put the rest of it in the big cattle barn for sure. So that's gonna do it for this video. There was a couple other things I was hoping to get done today, but we had one of our members stop by and I chatted for a little bit, so that took a little more time. And obviously this well, getting that fixed, took a little bit of my time, but it's always something different here. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. Thanks for the support, comments, likes, all that kind of stuff. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification button, and go ahead and like the video too. That helps us out a lot. And if you know anybody that would like this or would find interesting what we're doing here, just share it with them. We'd really appreciate that too. So you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We try and stay fairly active on there. So you guys take care, and we'll see you in the next one.